There is an ongoing global discourse around regulating AI, and European Union has taken the first step by coming out with an omnibus regulation. There is a growing demand in India as well that we should follow suit. Having said that, we need to be mindful of India's socio-economic realities, and given this, take an approach where both innovation and risk mitigation are balanced. So one question that often comes up is, do we need new laws to regulate Gen AI? My answer would be not at the moment. Because if you look at the existing laws, most of the harms caused by generative AI content is already covered under these existing laws. For instance, if you look at the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, it already has got provisions dealing with hate speech, impersonation, etc. If you look at the Information Technology Act, it deals with hacking, creation of abused materials, cyber terrorism, etc. Having said that, Gen AI creates a new amplification risk of the existing harms. For this, we need to ensure that we create enforcement mechanisms which are stronger than what exists today. At the same time, if there are other harms, newer harms, which are being created by Gen AI, we should go down the route of regulating those specific harms. Further, to ensure that there is more training on Indian data to contextualize and regionalize some of the LLMs that exist in the world today, we need to move to a more permissive regime when it comes to copyright and data protection. For instance, we can think of a fair dealing exception which allows the developers of LLM models to train on copyrighted data, provided that they get access to the first copy of the data in a lawful manner. Another question that often comes up is whether we need a new liability regime for Gen AI. If you look at a traditional liability regime, it has always been based on the principle that if you cause a harm, you will be held liable. But this standard cannot apply to Gen AI technologies because Gen AI technologies are largely non-deterministic, in the sense that even a developer or a deployer of Gen AI systems cannot often predict what the output will be depending on the kind of inputs. Given this, India should consider adopting a safe harbor for Gen AI technologies. For instance, we could look at a duty of care plus a notice and remediation framework, in the sense that if a deployer or a developer fails duty of care, and if there is a harm which is caused, and it is being put to notice to the developer or the deployer, then they need to remediate such harm that's caused. If they fail to follow this duty of care, then liability could be imposed on them. The safe harbor should also have exceptions when it comes to high-risk content. For instance, child abuse materials, chemical, nuclear and biological weapon-related risks caused by Gen AI, and there could be stricter liability regimes which will apply to Gen AI when it comes to such content. India has got the opportunity to leapfrog its digital economy using Gen AI technology. If we manage to strike the right balance when it comes to fostering innovation and mitigating the harm of AI, we will set a global benchmark.